Today I'm going to share with you how you could buy a home as a snowbird in the Palm Springs area and how it could be a stress-free process. So I'm going to show you what I did to help this client buy this $1.5 million home behind me, all while he was in London, England, and he did it all by working with me. It's gonna be a great video, you're gonna love it. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe if you're interested in learning about the Palm Springs area on a weekly basis. I'm excited to film at this home today. It's one of my favorite that I've ever sold. Also, this is one of my favorite clients I've ever worked with, and you could actually see his review right here, just so you know that this is real. I actually helped him from YouTube, and actually all my clients nowadays come from YouTube, and the majority of them are snowbirds. They're buying from out of area. So I'm gonna walk you through the process, how I help them, to show you that it really can be pretty stress-free. So the first thing I would say that we would do is a home buyer consultation. And what that entails is literally just getting on the phone with me. I'll send you a little home buyer questionnaire before we talk, and that's where I get all your criteria. You know, how soon would you like to find a place? You know, do you want a pool? Do you want a community that has an HOA? What kind of lifestyle are you looking for? Are you looking for a country club kind of community where there's, you know, 2 18-hole golf courses, you know, social amenities, all that? Or are you looking to be maybe in a community like this that's very high end in Indian Wells, but it's a non-gated area, so you don't have to deal with HOAs. So the desert has so many options, and I think that's what makes it very hard for people to figure out. But when you're working with someone like myself or anyone else who knows the desert, see, because of YouTube, I don't just sell in Palm Springs, for example, or Indian Wells. You know, I'm helping people buy in Rancho Mirage, La Quinta, PJ West, you know, all different kinds of communities, so I could help you sort of navigate the nuances once I have your criteria. And that's why I would say that's the biggest step. It's almost like a doctor. I don't want to compare myself to a doctor because I'm not saving lives, but once I know sort of your criteria, then I could diagnose on where you should live, okay? Or what communities might be a good fit for you. And I've noticed time and time again when I do this with people, it really gets a weight off their shoulders and makes the process a simple one. The next thing we're gonna do after we do that is, I always think it's good after you have your pre-approval letter with a great lender. I have a lender if you need one, or, you know, proof of funds cash, that's common out here. A lot of people are paying cash, is to do an exploratory trip to the desert. I can't get over these mountain views, by the way. Do an exploratory trip, meaning you're coming down here with, you know, the thought that you're gonna buy something if you see something you like, right? If I'm very low pressure, you know, if you come out and see 8 homes, none of them work for you, then great. You know, if you buy in a year from me, or if you never buy from me, you know, I want it to be the right fit. I help a lot of people who come down and they never buy, but then, you know, they end up buying 5 years later. You know, it happens. So, you know, you really need to find a home you love. And the exploratory trip is where you come down and we'll have it with your criteria, maybe a few different cities. Like, so for example, if you're around 1.5 million, you know, we would look in Indian Wells, we would look in Rancho Mirage, and maybe we could even look in Palm Desert. All of them are next to each other, but all of them are so different. And for example, a home in Indian Wells is around 1.7 right now for the average home. But a home in Palm Desert, $700,000 for a detached home. Rancho Mirage is around 1.2 million. So if you take that 1.5 to say Rancho Mirage or Palm Desert, you're gonna get a lot more of a home. But if you like the unique qualities that Indian Wells has to offer, then maybe you're gonna wanna be in Indian Wells. So that's stuff we could all go over. So when you come down to the desert, sorry, I'm talking and walking. So I hope I'm not like sounding too out of shape here as I'm walking around this pool. I'm trying not to trip in the pool, okay? As you come down to the desert and we do this exploratory trip, we're gonna be looking at a few different communities in each city, right? So after this trip, you're really gonna feel like you learned a lot about the desert, a lot about the different areas, and honestly, just after one day of working with my clients, when they come down here, they know which city they want to be in. They know, you know, if they want to be in a gated community, in a non-gated community, because some people might not know. They say, okay, you know, buying in a country club might be nice. Living on a golf course, and then they get there and they see the golfers like right at the tee box, right in front of the house, and they're like, you know, I don't feel like this offers much privacy. Maybe I want something more like this, which is more of like a gated kind of compound. You know, that might work for you better. So that trip, the exploratory trip, really helps you figure out and makes the process so much easier. It helps you figure out where you want to be. Now, the third step is, say you go home and on the exploratory trip, you didn't find a home that was right for you. Don't worry, it happens a lot. It's quite common. Well, the great thing about now that I have your criteria, now that we did the exploratory trip, you're gonna really know what you want. And from there, I have you set up on a search for those specific neighborhoods, okay? So the moment a home comes on the market, say like this one, okay? Indian Wells always has low inventory. Say the moment a home comes on the market that would work for you, we could move on it very quickly, okay? And what I offer to all my clients is doing a nice 4K video tour just like this one. So, you know, if you're in Oregon, you're in Washington, you're in Canada, the Bay Area, like a lot of my clients, I'll go. If a home looks good, we already did the exploratory trip, you're pre-approved, all that, I'll go do a 4K video tour of a home, and then you get to see it more than just looking at the photos on Redfin or Zillow. You get to actually see the floor plan, the layout, you know, where is the primary bedroom in say location to the kitchen, or where are the other bedrooms? Are they too close to the primary bedroom? All that kind of stuff, I could go through the home and film. FaceTime's great, but a lot of times it disconnects because of internet, so it's not the best. But a 4K video tour, I upload it privately to my YouTube channel, and then you could watch it back over and over. And I've helped so many people like this buy homes from doing that. Now, I highly recommend after we do that, or you see the tour online, that you come out and see the home before you make an offer. If you're one of those people who've purchased, you know, tons of real estate in your life and you know exactly what you want and it's a neighborhood that we saw together, then you know what, you could make an offer sight unseen. Most sellers don't like it, but you could, you know, so that's, you know, up to you and how comfortable you are with just purchasing real estate. And then after that, we're moving into our next step. You find a home you like, you either see the virtual tour that I do, or you find the home on your exploratory trip, one of those things, right? And then after that, we open up escrow, right? We make the offer. I help you understand, you know, the local market, what's sold, what are the comps are, you know, so you make sure you're, you know, making a good offer, you know, so that's easy. I send the numbers over to you, okay? We make an offer, it gets accepted. Oh, there's a little drone over here. That's fun. It's not me with a drone. That's a first time. They're probably doing a listing shoot nearby. So they should have called me. So back to what I was saying. Look at this ADD in action, okay? I'm like, squirrel. So from there, right, we make an offer. It's accepted offer. Here's the next step, okay? Really, it's pretty easy. You get all your disclosures by DocuSign. You get them in the mail. The escrow company will send you your buyer's escrow package that it's going to be either in the mail or email for DocuSign. So that's easy to do. You don't need to be down here. And then the next step would be a home inspection. So for all my clients, I attend the home inspections. That's just something I've always done because most of my clients aren't from this area. And you know, time's money. When you do a home inspection, you maybe sit around for 2 hours. The home inspector's going through the house, and then at the very end, he gives you a verbal recap of the property, right? And you don't actually get the full inspection report until 48 hours later. So really, you know, any big item that he finds, it's going to be in the inspection report, okay? And there's going to be photographs of it. So, you know, most of my clients, I say, hey, don't waste your time. You don't have to come if you don't want to. If you want to, great. But feel free just to, you know, 48 hours later, we go over the inspection. And the great thing about my inspectors are they're here local to the valley. A lot of them were contractors. I mean, they find every single thing with a home. We're talking like little electrical outlets, the GFCIs that are out, like everything. Home sweet home inspections. I've done maybe 100 inspections with them. So great guys. They have a whole team of people. And, you know, even if you don't attend the inspection, this is what I always do, and everyone always takes me up on the offer. After the home inspection's done, the home inspector will give us a little recap, and I'll just put the phone on speaker, and the home inspector right there at the house will say, oh, maybe this with the water heater, this with the furnace, you know, maybe I noticed, you know, this with the roof or that sort of thing. And it's really great because then you go, okay, now we know from there if we need to do a request for repair or credit or whatever, all that real estate stuff. And other than that, you know, we just wait for the closing date. After that whole process is done with the inspections, you know, there's lots of other things in between. This is a very quick overview, but, you know, you could usually have a notary in the state you're in. This is what people do. There's always something escrow needs that needs to be notarized, and you could just do it in Washington, Oregon, wherever you're at. So you don't have to be here. In closing date, I get the keys for my clients, and some of my clients, they'll come down the next day and I'll open up the house for them, or I send them the keys in the mail and then meet them when they come back down. So you got a lot of options, but I just wanted to show you, if you're Snowbird looking at moving to the Palm Springs area, or even if you have a home and you're looking to sell and you want an agent who's doing interesting things with their marketing, reaching these snowbirds, please, my contact information's below. I would love to help you. Like I said, I'm helping people every day buy homes like this from YouTube. And if you want to learn more about the Palm Springs area, watch this playlist right there. And thank you so much for watching.